Hello everyone, welcome to the February 20th League of Legends DFS esports overall slate, breakdown, betting, all the buzzwords. I'm getting this video out unfortunately very late, so I apologize for that. So as I'm recording this, you guys can see about 3 hours and 45 minutes until the slate starts. Super busy today, just super busy in our life at the moment. I feel like I've started too many new projects and stuff at the same time. And then also on top of that, of course, I have had my ankle surgery. Doing good with that. Doctor checkup, everything went good, in case you guys were curious. But everything's looking good. But I apologize. I do want to get this video out earlier. That way more people can get the information, all that stuff. But I'll just have to figure out a better way to do this. Maybe I should end up doing videos in days in advance, or something like that, maybe like a day before. Let me know quickly in the comments. Any feedback, that would be appreciated as always. Again, super late on this video, so I'm going to kind of speed run things, so I apologize. It's not going to be in depth or as normal. LS left C9 already? Wow. I don't want to reveal sources, but somebody within the LCS as a whole let me know that maybe things weren't looking great in the C9 org. I'm just surprised that it happened so quickly, because it seemed like they were building a whole thing there. Whatever. Already wasting time. Wow, that is honestly impressive. But quick recap. I'm not even going to go check the scoreboards. For details, quickly, Hanwha got the 2 over DRX. KDF had the 2-1 over Bro. The LCK is just like dead to me at the moment. There's just like so much randomness. The drafts matter way too much. The kill totals aren't there. There's just so many things I want to avoid within the LCK at the moment. I think the COVID stuff is dying down a little bit. But still, my apologies. But still, it's just not enjoyable at all to kind of look at the LCK outside of like a certain few matchups. Nongshim T1. I'm kind of looking forward to this one actually, but we'll talk about that. DRX 6-match winning streak came to an end. Pretty bad, honestly. I actually had despite me saying I don't like playing LCK, I actually ended up going to a good bit of DRX. If you guys recall at the end of yesterday's video, I liked how Deft and Barrel set up as a whole for the bottom lane, and it kind of just made some sense with some builds. And I also had the team slot in as well, because they seemed to set up pretty well for that spot as well. So the DRX loss definitely hurt me a lot, but it was kind of moot anyway, because my other picks did poorly. So I said DRX should get the win. They lost. I'll take the L there. I don't even know if I gave a winner for KDF Bro. Probably would have leaned on the KDF side, but not much to talk about there. I still think DRX is better, but there's just like, it feels like after Gen G, it feels like every team was the same, in my opinion. I don't know. Again, sorry, just want to try to speedrun some stuff. Normally I'd probably talk about that for a while, but want to try to get this video out earlier, so my apologies for having to do this. OMG 2 over WE. This one kind of went as expected. I had this feeling that OMG were just significantly better, but I did have some hesitations there. OMG was a part of my building process. They were definitely a team that I used in one of my 3 lineups, I believe. They looked pretty decent. The kill shares and kill totals weren't that great, but it happens. BLG AL let me down. I mean, BLG were the big favorites, so it is kind of expected. I just feel like this is again something where I had a lot of these series yesterday. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was like the fact that I was feeling a little bit loopy and goofy from the pain meds I'm on. I feel relatively normal now, just in case you guys are concerned about that. But I just like didn't go with my gut really as much yesterday. I had the feeling BLG were gonna like stomp AL, but it was just kind of too hard to ignore how AL's form was trending upwards and BLG's was kind of trending downwards. So it seemed like a decent spot. I still don't necessarily hate the fact that the games were pretty close. There was just a general skill discrepancy there, and AL didn't get the type of leads that they have been generating. So I've said this in every video I've made about AL, but I'm like a fan of them, so I know kind of a lot about the team. And it feels like every time over the past 2 years that they have a good stretch of games and they're starting to look good. I don't know what it is and like what they change, then they change their play style. It's like they have a realization where like, man, we're actually not that bad. Like maybe we could make it to playoffs and stuff. And then they like start playing a little safer, not being as aggressive, not being themselves. So I don't know. That's kind of tough. That's like the thing with AL, and that's kind of why I like them, is because whenever you expect things from them, they'll let you down. But that's very rare. And then whenever you expect nothing from them, when they're unleashed is when they're kind of a whole different beast. So I need to stick to the game plan there with AL, and that's something that I have like kind of loose rules with that kind of stuff. Like I feel like AL is one of the teams where like when there's like no logical reasoning for it, that's when they come out and shine. And you know, there were some things there that I liked. You made the wrong pick. It happens. Yesterday as a whole was terrible for me. I know this doesn't inspire confidence, but I got swept across the board in League of Legends, swept across the board in CSGO. Oddly enough, my Call of Duty picks, I gave out, all four of the teams I picked to win lost, but I still made money on DFS thanks to some decent scores and just how the scoring system works and stuff. The team winning doesn't matter that much over in Call of Duty, but it was just funny that every team I picked to win lost. Went 0-4 for the day, I believe, but I still ended up cashing pretty well. It was just a funny thing that happened. Yeah, and then TES over JDG. Call me crazy. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I'm delusional. You guys can kind of have your own opinion, maybe. I still feel like this was kind of like an off day and a bad game from JDG. They did not look coordinated at all, especially Missing was just like way over aggro, nowhere near his team. Maybe you could argue Top Esports baited well, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just going to be on the wrong side of Top Esports if they continue to win. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, you know, it is what it is. Really bad day overall. You know, I mean, I keep my record in the description. I keep it updated. I've been doing pretty well this year. Pretty pleased with where we stand so far. So these losing days are going to happen. But again, I don't like giving out losers. I'd prefer to see everybody who follows my advice and follows along and believes in me and what I have to say, and hope we can make some money. So try to get back on the right track here. Again, kind of speed run, but I still want to do this exercise that I love of guessing the odd, or trying to place my own odds on these games. I think, call me crazy, but I think TT should probably be the underdog here, or sorry, the favorite here. What did we see RA? So we just saw RA beat LGD. The only thing we've seen from TT, nope, this is the wrong week. So we've seen TT play twice since they came back from the break with their full roster of Chieftain and UCal. They got swept by BLG and Top Esports. They looked really bad against Top Esports. There's no questioning that. I would expect RA will be the favorite once we get there. But I personally have just seen a lot more. I feel like from the TT side, RA have looked so discombobulated. Let's bring up rosters. So yeah, it's still the same Rare Atom team with Yanja. Maybe I can quickly show you guys this statistics here with, let's go, I think this might be the quickest way. Run query Rare Atom. So we go to the win ratio and losses. Let's see, Zora. It's not a great sample size, 10 and 8 games respectively, but Zora at a 50%. Yuyanja's down at 30. I just don't know what they're like getting there with Yuyanja. I still don't. I just don't understand it. I'm not going to be on RA. I don't think until um, Zora gets a chance or they kind of prove something to me. But I still like the upside with TT. I feel like they have a lot of solid pieces. Puff Southwind, Chieftain, UCal New. These are all pretty like respected players in my mind. Um, they're not high caliber. They're all probably like middling players if you were to rank them like position by position. Um, I'd imagine Puff would maybe be like in the top 10. Southwind maybe top 10-ish. And there's 17 players in the league, so top 10 isn't crazy, but um, Chieftain, UCal, New, they're all, none of these players are like really bad in their positions. Kind of what I'm getting at. And when you're dealing with two teams who are arguably like two of the bottom five, two of the bottom three, something like that, these are two very, very bad teams. So I feel like when you're dealing with the players who are kind of individually decent, then you have RA who just been so insanely sloppy. They've just looked so bad across the board. They arguably shouldn't even have won this third game against LGD. It was a pretty big toss from the LGD side. So I just feel like a lot more of the upside and skill ceiling comes from the TT side. I'm going to lean with them a little bit. This is, again, a low-level coin flippy game, but those are the most fun ones to watch. So I'm going to price it like this. I expect RA to be the betting favorite, but you guys can already kind of tell where I'm headed. I think Thunder Talk are going to be a good underdog to get to when we get there. So next series, EDG, IG. So we saw these teams play. EDG, they lost to Weibo, and then they got the bounce back against FPX. FPX are kind of sliding down the rankings for me. I thought they were doing pretty well, but it feels like the handbook on how to beat them is kind of out there already. Their late game shot calling is not good. It's kind of exactly what it comes down to, really. IG, they've been on this tear since the break. They beat RA, went to a close game 5 with V5, respectable, and then they got the win over BLG. Again, I feel like this is a super weird IG BLG series. I borderline don't even want to put stock into it at all. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist guy, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how kind of weird that it was. Like, Duggo played super bad game 1. He gets subbed out for Uzi. Uzi comes in, then they have all the graphics. They have all the stats and data. Like, they're already prepping for Uzi, and then Uzi comes in, and then you see IG just play so bad compared to in game 2 compared to 1. They're like missing hooks on rooted targets. Like, it's just so bad from the IG team when Uzi comes in. It was just kind of weird. I just have a weird feeling about that IG BLG series. I don't want to cast aspersions. I don't want to say like, oh, BLG tossed this or there was fixed or anything like that. It just has a weird feeling of that nature for me. So I don't know. I'm still not buying into this IG roster. I just feel like EDG are kind of cut above them. But again, there still is some level of doubt here. I'll go with EDG minus 325. I'm going to be super curious on how the odds shape out for this one. But I just feel like the run that IG are on is going to come to an end here. Then LNG, RNG, absolute banger series. I'm super excited for this one. I don't know. The ranking these top teams in the LPL is hard. I would say definitely when you have, LNG, Weibo, EDG, V5, RNG. I guess you can't put BLG in that category anymore, but this top 5 teams is so lethal. They're going to be playing each other here. It's going to be super exciting. Going to be a great one to watch. LNG 7-0, RNG 6-2, but they had a kind of a slow start. It feels like they're kind of getting things back on track. I actually kind of like it when top teams face each other because it feels like the ownership is split. All that stuff is split. Now pricing it is going to be super weird. I actually don't know. Like, I have no lean, almost, like I'm just not sure. So I just want to look at specifically from the break. We've had LNG 2-1 BLG, they 2-1 AL. So not great coming out of the break from LNG. Then looking on the Royal Never Give Up side, they got 2-0'd by V5. They 2-0'd Top Esports. So again, not looking ideal when you're looking at like post break skill level. This is tough. I don't know. I just feel like both of these teams are so good. Probably like the slightest leans towards LNG, just because they've looked cleaner more often, more consistent. I don't know. It just feels like RNG aren't quite there yet. Maybe this is a spot where they do have that breakthrough. I wouldn't be shocked. Obviously, I think this is very close. But I'll give LNG the slightest of leans here. LNG minus 130. RNG plus, I don't know, 110 or something. Then we can just get straight into this. I don't want to talk really about the LCK. Like, it's just kind of gross to me at the moment. So already short on time. So we can just kind of speed run it. Dom1 minus 350 over KT. Makes sense. T1 minus 525 over Nongshim. That seems pretty egregious. I definitely would have had T1 the favorite, but not this much. I had in mind like a T1 minus 200, minus 225 range. So this is honestly super duper surprising. I feel like Nongshim moneyline, Nongshim spread isn't terrible if you guys are into that sort of thing more than like DFS. I don't know. That just feels a little crazy to me. I feel like we've seen T1 be shaky, just like one too many times. Like they're 9-0, 18-4, looking crazy dominant, but they just like this. The record doesn't match the gameplay. I know I'm not the only one that shares this sentiment. I know there's other people who I respect their opinions a lot as well who share this. We'll keep this in consideration for a Nongshim underdog spot because we have seen the T1 series get a little Fiesta-y as of late. So we can look at that information when it comes to the team stuff, the DFS stuff later. But I feel like I don't know. I just for some reason I just like never realized that Nongshim's record was this bad. So Nongshim, they got 2-0'd by Junji, that's fine. 2-0'd by KDF, that's bad. 2-0'd by Bro, that's pretty bad. 2-0'd by DRX. They had a close series with T1. With any of these games with? How is their team looking now? So yeah, those were with like those weren't with their full roster. Do they still have Vital and Ghost playing? Sorry, maybe I should have known this, but again, I was pretty unprepared for making this video today, so my apologies. Let me think for 1 second. So we have Nong NS Red Force. Let's check their Twitter and see if they have any information out. No, they haven't posted anything in 2 days. The last thing they did was in Korean. I guess it's a translation. Sorry about this, but team believes in its own potential. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like things are a little bit in disarray with Nongshim, so maybe kind of ignore what I was ranting about earlier. I think the point with the T1 stuff still stands. I still think there's going to be places where I want to go against T1 coming up. Maybe this should be the case, but I just don't know what's going on with the Nongshim roster. That's kind of it. Like if they had the full players of Canna, Dread, BDD, Ghost, and I don't know. I guess effort. They sent Peter down. I don't know. I just can't get behind this team. They looked really good with Peter and their whole roster, but I can't get there. So I'm Xing out the LCK altogether for now. No, it's just gross. So we can look at the odds. Wow! RA minus 345. Am I crazy? They've looked so bad. They have done nothing. They lost to IG, AL, and LGD. Like, don't get me wrong. ThunderTalk got stomped by TES. I can't give anything for this series in positive for TT at all. Like, this was not remotely close. But at least TT were, like, doing stuff, and I can't get behind that price at all. That is crazy to me. I feel like TT are the better team. On it, like, straight up. Yeah. So you guys, this is why I do this stuff. This is why I do this. These odds making and that stuff. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy, crazy, crazy to me. That RA are that big of a favorite. They should not be that big of a favorite at against anyone. I don't think. I'd understand if RA was a slight favorite. I was expecting them to be the slight favorite, but minus 345, that is crazy. I'm going to be all over TT tonight. That is crazy, crazy to me. I don't know. I'm trying to think in my head of like lineup ideas. I don't know. We'll look at that stuff in a second, but we can get through the odds at least for now. Yeah, TT like super smash. Like I don't know. I don't understand this RA price at all. I feel like that at most, like in a realistic setting, I feel like this is a 50-50 like coin flip. These are both really bad teams who have not proven much anywhere at all. But I just feel like the names on the TT side have more upside. They're looked a little bit better, although I just believe in them a little bit more. I just don't see what's there to be with RA at all. I don't understand this. This is crazy. I'm going to be all over TT pretty much across the board tonight. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm smashing TT everywhere. That's just crazy to me. It is beyond ludicrous at that price tag. EDG minus 800 over IG. I feel like the sentiment is still the same. I feel like EDG are a significantly better team. Should get the job done 2-0. I just feel like IG, although like they've been looking decent, and as we know in the LPL at the moment, every team can lose. You know, that's kind of just the worry there. So an unbettable line, but understandable there. LNG slight favorite over RNG. Again, sentiment is about the same. We have it's a very close match, but a slightest of leans to the LNG side. I think that's fair. They've just look cleaner overall. This should be a banger match, one I'm going to be interested in watching and probably being on the side on. We'll talk about roster construction and players and stuff here in a second, but I think initial thoughts right here based off of this, I'm going to have two lineups, probably one with ThunderTalk and EDG, then one with ThunderTalk, and then one of LNG and RNG. Making a choice here with LNG, RNG, that's going to be tough. This feels like just flipping a coin, honestly. One thing I did notice, I was taking a gander at pricing earlier. RNG is LNG is super expensive, so maybe RNG is a more played side. These are actually, both mids are super cheap. Junglers are cheap. I don't know. This is interesting. RNG seem pretty underpriced, so maybe the RNG side is the one that people go to. So I'll give my slight lean. I'll keep my word there and go. I'll go LNG with the 2-0. I'll go ThunderTalk 2-1, EDG 2-0. Those would be my my leans for now. Again, super crazy. I cannot believe that ThunderTalk line. just gonna look at the LPL stuff. Don't want to mess with the LCK at the moment. Call me crazy, but I just don't like anything there. If LCK beats me, they beat me. It is what it is. The teams we were talking about, I don't know why these are like in one ear out the other. RA, RNG. We had Thunder Talk. EDG. I should just look. So we have RA, RNG, Thunder Talk, EDG, IG, LNG, RNG. IG and LNG. Those are the ones. There we go. Sorry, that was a complete lapse in mental focus there. So far it's looking IG, LNG, EDG. So that's IG, LNG, EDG. I guess RA are kind of there as well. Not a huge gap here, really. But I just like to look at the top two teams and get an idea from there. So IG, LNG, EDG. I don't know why I said that 4 times now, but then arguably we're at them. But so based off of this so far, EDG, IG looking like the little bit better of a series. We could check who's doing well in wins. I'd like to do this. EDG doing well, RA doing well. It looks like Thunder Talk aren't doing great in the wins. Neither is RNG or LNG. I don't know. Maybe this is just me being silly because we just had a fiesta between like in a close series with the BLG. Who was it? BLG IG series. Not too long ago. Like a few days ago, we had BLG IG be a crazy series, 30 kills across like 3 games, like that kind of absolute madness. It's just like a coin flip, really. Like these kind of premier marquee matchups between like a team like LNG and RNG. They could go both ways. Like you could easily see a slow paced, kind of macro battle for to win. Not many kills, not a lot of action. A more LCK style game where, or you can see a full fiesta where neither team wants to give anything. They want to prove that they're the best. I don't know how to judge these two teams in that aspect at the moment. I kind of wish I had more information there. It just feels like a little bit of a coin flip. But the upside, I feel like, in these types of series is typically worth going for. So I'm not going to leave this series alone. I definitely I don't know. I wish I had a little bit more time to check check like VODs and stuff of this series. I feel a little lazy and feel like I'm doing you guys a disservice in this one. Because I feel like I should have like more information and more of an idea overall. But these just feel like two super close teams. RNG losing to V5. Is that the... Oh yeah, and then they lost to FPX early on, so... They haven't really played anyone. Yeah, I don't think RNG have played anyone. Let's check LNG. So they played AL. They got the win over BLG. Decent. I think this is win over FPX was decent at the time. IG, Ultra Primer, Adam WE. I feel like neither of these teams have played anyone. So I don't know. That's just like a lot of... It's just hard to tell. Here, let's do this. RA, let's remove these. Do we have any information here? No, really. And they're about equal. First Baron heavily toward, or first blood towards RNG. I don't know. Either way, I feel like this is a close series. Like if you guys have a lean, I'd just go with that. But not feeling too heavily one side or the other. I feel the slight lean towards the LNG side. I just feel like maybe RNG will be the underdog people go to pair up with the other favorites. And the easy way to get leverage there is just go with the LNG side, go with like a Thunder Talk and probably get some good combined low ownership there. Now I need to get all these teams back in here. Who are you missing? WE Top, Ultra Prime, RATT. We have those. EDG, IG. We have those LNG, RNGs who are missing. What? And we have RNG, LNG, IG. Oh, we're missing Rare Atom. Sorry, Adam. Man, tough one. Tough scenes. In losses, looks like LNG giving up the most in losses. IG are up there as well. RNG, LNG. Yeah, this RNG LNG series is looking pretty good. I value the more chaotic losses over than the wins, because that shows that they're at least fighting for things. They're at least trying to get back in the game if they fall behind, and they're like proactive in trying to do stuff, and even if they're behind. So that's pretty good there for the losses department, and that definitely matters. I would say more so than the wins. So LNG, RNG looking pretty good there. Definitely a solid series to target. Again, tough to get a lean really. Let's look at like just this patch. So LNG 4 and 2, RNG 2 and 2. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't tell us much. Yeah, I'm a slight lean there to the LNG, RNG side. Definitely like Thunder Talk. Definitely like EDG. I'll probably have a Thunder Talk with an EDG. I'll probably have a Thunder Talk with an LNG. And that'll probably be how my night will shape out. If Thunder Talk lose, then my night's over. That'll be how it is for me. But I just feel like that line is crazy, and I'll take a stand where I think it's worth taking a stand there. So we can look at the player information here. Need to do Thunder Talk. Nope. It's Thunder Talk Gaming. All right, my apologies. We get the information up. Looking at overall kill shares, looking like LNG are stacking up at the top. We have Tarzan, Light, Doinby, Lumao's not that far behind down there. Then it looks like EDG are up second with JJ, Mako, Viper, Scout. Just for interesting things here, I wonder if you can do a LNG captain with jungle. Doinby, Light, Lumao, then it'd be EDG. Nope. Maybe it's possible, but not looking like it. I was just curious if you could do that. The Thunder Talk data feels a little bad because they're 4 games in and they're all losses. So there's not a lot to go off there really for the Thunder Talk side for the TT players. I'm just trying to think in my mind of how I want to build these lineups, but I feel like the information is there. I'll just have to personally think about it myself about what I want to build exactly and how I want to build it. But I think I've picked my teams and I'll have a good idea of the players there as well. So that'll be it for me tonight. Sorry this is a little bit later of an episode. Probably ran a little long. I tried to speedrun it, but I just am unable to not help myself and talk about random stuff. So yeah, that'll be it for me tonight. Probably just Xing out the LCK. Don't want to worry about the Damwon, KT, Nongshim T1 stuff. I'll leave it alone. If they beat me, they beat me. I'm going with TT pretty hard. I feel like that price is crazy. I don't understand it. If I'm wrong, I'll look silly, but it'll happen. EDG, EDG should get the job done 2-0, although I'm not crazy confident in that. I don't know why. LNG, RNG, super close series. Probably expect a third game. 2 good teams. I feel like they both don't really have that much of a test that we've seen so far. I just feel like the slight lean in terms of being clean and looking stronger overall is the LNG side. So I'm gonna go LNG 2-1 there, and that'll be it for me tonight. Again, decent underdog here. Don't feel like we're forcing it. We talked about it. I like the underdog a lot. Hopefully you guys got some information from here. Help to make your decisions forward to tonight's slate. Again, sorry for being late, and I'll get out of here so I can upload this video. Thank you guys for watching.